This episode of the Cottrell Cast is sponsored by Coffee Underline in Ashton Indoor Market Hall. Grab a quick latte or cappuccino for only £1.20. Why not try a flavoured coffee for only £1.50 or take some coffee home from the wide range of great tasting coffee? That's Coffee Underline in Ashton Underline. And welcome to the 15th episode of the Cottrell Cast.
Woo! And you may have noticed that we aren't actually here at the usual studios, our house, a completely different location.
Our usual studios, as if we're professional. Good job.
We have them all over the show.
Yeah,
we just use the same one every week.
So yeah, here we are in a completely different location, and that location is a barbershop. Very well, it's not, I don't know, it's just a barbershop.
Pick it up a bit more. It's a secret barbershop. That's why we've got the blinds closed so that people can't be outside wanting autographs and stuff. We're at Mr. G's barbershop in Denton, and we've been wanting to do this for quite a while. Get out on the road. We had 6 propositions and none of them worked until I called in my friend Mr. G, who happens to own a barbershop. And shall we bring him on now or just dangle it? Tease it a bit.
Hiya, Mr. G.
I was enjoying dangling now.
Oh, okay, all right. Stay dangling. We'll introduce Michael. Michael's here.
Hello.
Hello,
Not just
Michael.
in any chair. Could we maybe twirl him round, or is that going to cause us...
No, we can move him.
We can move
I think
him.
he's a bit too heavy.
I'm just going to pump him
up.
Right.
Whoa, look at that.
It's like a dentist chair.
You're being pumped around, Michael, like nobody's business.
Oh, matron.
So, Michael is there. Mr. G is just over there. And we've got, Alex... over there!
Alex is miles away. We've put him...
He's completely out of all the action there.
We've put Alex across the way. Actually, you know what? Alex could probably hook up his own microphone if he wanted to. There's a microphone in one of the bags if you want to find...
Have a rummage around.
An XLR and a... you could sort that out yourself. Let's leave him to do that and
join in the fun. So we are here not only to have a laugh on a barbershop chair, but also to get Michael tidied up a bit, because I think
looking a bit scruffy, Michael.
He is looking a bit scruffy, and
scruffy.
He needs his head shaving, and he needs a cutthroat shave, which is exactly what we're going to be doing to him in just a moment's time. No, the whole hog.
So of course, to do that, we couldn't do that. Alex, you've got the broken XLR. The one he picked, of course, was the broken one. Good job, Alex. So, to do this, we've roped in a professional, which is Mr. G. Hello, Mr. G.
Hello there.
No more dangling for you. You're a barber. That's the job
we
title, isn't it?
Or is he?
Hopefully, yeah. Wants to pick up that razor.
How long has this shop been here for? Because
this shop's been here since 2010.
And it's always busy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's always busy. But there's always a gap for somebody if they want to... calling.
But there's a difference, if you're walking down the street, you see a barbershop, it's probably, just a boring old barbershop, isn't it? But here's a traditional barbershop.
This is old, but it's not boring.
Yeah, no, but this is
what he's trying to say.
This is what you imagine a barbershop to look like in the movies. You know what I mean? In the, hey there, come to the barbershop.
You know what I didn't notice? Have you got the stripy pole outside?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't notice
Where did
that.
you get that from?
I actually bought that. That's you can still buy the stripe pole. Do you know what the stripe pole stands for?
No.
The colours are red, white and blue. And in actual fact, what it stands for is red for the blood, white for the bandage and blue for the vein, because up until 1745, surgeons and barbers were all the same, and then they separated in 1745.
Like you do.
And what they used to do was they used to let blood. They used to believe back in the day that if you let blood out of the body, that you release some sort of pressure, and that was good for the body. So what barbers used to do is they used to nick the arm, and then they'd draw off about a cupful of blood, and then they'd put a bandage round, and then they used to wash the bandages, and they used to hang them out to dry on a pole outside.
Oh,
and
my!
Yeah, well, back in the day, see, no hygiene then, was it? And so what they used to do is they used to hang them outside the pole. The bandages would wrap round the pole that they were hanging on. So this become the origins of the barber's pole, which stands for red for the blood, blue for the vein and white for the bandages.
Well, there we go.
Where else would you get
yeah.
knowledge like that? Any other barbershop, it's going anywhere nice on holiday, love.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, obviously the hands, that's a person's head.
Going anywhere nice.
Some weird creeping over to you. You're going anywhere nice. I'll just touch you.
Something for the weekend.
Yeah. And the one thing about this place I love is that there's banter and one or two tricks which I know about, Mr. G knows about, and we will introduce the rest of the team to later on. Mr. G known for his gags as well. Yeah. Would you like to just maybe tease us with one or two gags? Don't use the one about... What was that about?
You can use any.
About the
you can use
car
any, really.
And I won't wreck it just in case you do choose to use that. The car and the guy who was a fanatic.
Oh, no, I won't use that one.
Half an hour long, that joke. Half an hour.
Well, that's what it seems like when Michael tells a joke. It seems like half an hour. Are you done over there, Alex?
I think it's working. I'm a bit quiet, but I think it might be working. Yeah.
Alex has a microphone, everyone! Yay!
Another member of the team.
We can hear Alex now from about half a mile away. We've stuck him in the corner so that nothing's... so everything's nice and tidy, you know?
Alex has got lovely hair, but I think that we should destroy it.
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
No.
No.
Fraser, on the other hand, Wickham most certainly.
No one's touching my hair.
He's like a Ginger Tintin.
Yeah, well, that's the look I'm going for.
You should give Fraser a haircut because it's not looking too good at the moment.
Don't give me a haircut,
Mr. G.
No one's giving me a haircut.
Have you got the bandages?
We've got the bandages.
Can I just go for the blood thing instead, please?
Just let blood.
Yeah. So Michael's going to get his haircut. What do you normally have, Michael? What's
a number one?
A number one. That's very sharp.
However, I'll leave it to you today. You can do what you want.
Are we allowed?
No, don't cutthroat his...
To cutthroat his head?
No, when I say do what you want, no sharp
do.
Objects near my scalp, please.
Right.
Are we allowed to bick him?
We get you can, with a razor. Yeah, you can razor shave his head.
Can you scalp him?
We can scalp him.
I want you to be inventive.
Okay.
Not just shave everything off.
Would you like some patterns in your hair?
Oh my goodness! Can we do that?
Can we write Cottrell cast on his head?
No rude symbols, by the way.
Yeah.
What we could do, of course, is make him look even older by bicking that bit so he just has these side bits.
Or he could dye it grey.
Baldness.
Sorry, greyer.
Yeah, I like that.
Have you got dye in?
No,
Bleach,
I've got no dye.
Peroxide or anything? Have you got
I've got a Sharpie. Am I allowed to?
Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
Colour him in.
What's a Sharpie? Is that
it's
a
an
razor?
indelible marker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sharpie your head. Sounds like a good idea, actually.
I was looking at the pictures on the wall, actually. What would suit me? Bearing in mind...
You haven't got much hair.
This one? Oh, this one, I think.
I can't have a quiff, can I?
I'm thinking these ones, especially that one there. Almost a tail at the back.
I think this one here with a moustache, if you can get the moustache as well, that would be incredible.
That's what the Sharpie's for.
He's got there.
Yeah, that's what the Sharpie's for. That is incredible.
That's almost like a sort of attractive Hitler.
Yeah. In
fact,
like
Hitler
funny you
prior
say that.
to all the, trouble, shall we say.
Do you not recognise that hairstyle and the tash?
Looks like Clark Gable.
Do you remember Brad Pitt's Inglorious...
Oh, yeah.
Bar Stewards.
Yeah.
Bar Stewards.
Steward.
It was called Bar Steward.
I drew all them myself, and that one there...
Did you really?
Yeah, I drew all them myself. And all them styles, that one there, I sort of took that from the character that Brad Pitt was. And that one up there in the corner, you see that one that says Dale?
Yeah.
Does that look like anybody?
Dale Winton.
Correct, Dale Winton. Now, when people say, "Oh, I'll have a Dale," and I say, "Oh, yeah, the Dale Winton," you go, "Oh,
a Dale Winton."
What's this one?
Which one? That one's a Robbie Williams.
Many
years ago, he used to have a quiff at the front, Robbie Williams, didn't he? And then we've got the DA with the South Bank quiff. Do you recognise that, boys?
Which one?
The old Teddy Boy one in the corner. DA with a South Bank quiff.
By the way, if you are listening to the audio, you have no idea what we're going on about. Behind us is a load of drawn photo. Well, not photos, are they? If they're drawn, a load of drawings of people's heads, and then a haircut for people to choose from.
Yeah,
and there's take some photos. Go on the Facebook page, facebook.com/CottrellGas. Check them out.
I mean, obviously the hair's different, but I can't help notice that facial-wise, they're all the same.
The brothers.
I'm intrigued because obviously you can't learn how to cut every single hairstyle imaginable. So where do you actually learn how to do certain styles?
Well, to be honest with you, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, because the thing is with hairstyles, there's 3 basic hairstyles. There's a bob cut, where it's all one length or another. There's a graduation cut, which, to all intents and purposes, is a short back and sides.
Right.
And there's a layer cut. Now, if you think of a short back and sides, obviously you know a short back and sides, you have one yourself. You know, about number 2 on the back and sides, and it's scissored across, probably parted and combed across. Or it might be, it might be stuck up on top. Yeah. Could be anything. If it's a layer cut, then a layer cut's a different cut altogether because it's done with scissors, and you could do anything from a short layer cut, like what you call a Roman crop or a French crop, or you could do something that looks like Paul Weller, where you're actually using the scissors and effectively, if you pulled all the hair out or you stuck your fingers into a plug and all the hair shot out from your head, the shape that you've got would be like a fishbowl.
That's amazing.
And that's a layer cut. But the way that you shape that hair when you cut it, that determines how it falls when it lies down. But generally speaking, you know, there's every hairstyle is a variation of another. So yeah, there's not, you know, it's one of them. It's what you do with it that counts. But generally speaking, you've got 3 basic styles to work from.
That's amazing. And obviously, as sort of times change, such as in the 80s, there was a lot of wild hairstyles, shall we say. Human League one. Half bald, half long.
Yeah. I like that one.
Well, if that's what you want, we can happily achieve it for you here.
All right, thanks.
So, is there just, as you say, basic hairstyles which are just adapted as the times go on, and then ones which, such as 80s ones, are coming back now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you go back to the 80s was a new romantic phase. So there was a lot of very, very flowing, very sweeping sort of hairstyles, big flamboyant stuff, that kind of thing, high on top like Fraser's.
Well,
that kind of thing.
Say,
so the thing is, if you look at Fraser's hairstyle now, if you was to give him a baggy shirt and a pair of baggy pantaloons,
he'd look homeless.
Yeah. More than I do now.
Yeah, he'd look homeless. Yeah. We'd give him a penny. Yeah, but if you
help me out, Governor.
But if you dressed him up in 80s new romantic kind of stuff, that hairstyle would be perfect, because if you went back in time, they say that everything that goes around comes around with style, and it does. I mean, if you look at some of the comb styles, you've got the teddy boy type of thing, you know, big quiff. Well, we've got a variation on a quiff today. We've now got more of a quiff with a short back and sides rather than a combed back style where it's combed into what's called a DA at the back. You know what a DA is, don't you?
No.
A duck's arse.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that word on the podcast.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
They can edit it.
Okay, I'll say it. A duck's arse, you mean?
Yeah.
I've got a question for Mr. G.
Go on.
When was the last time you saw a mullet?
A mullet? Now you're talking, because I think the last time I saw a mullet must have been in the shop. You're talking now. We're not talking down the street.
In the shop.
Yeah. Probably about. It must be about at least 8 years ago that because I had another shop in Levenshulme.
I thought it'd be longer than that, actually.
No, about 8 years ago.
What's the craziest hairstyle that you've cut for someone? What is like the one that really sticks in your head?
I used to do patterns, you know, razor patterns, where they
like a Nike tick in the back.
Nike.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Everyone had them.
Nike now make heads.
I used to love the Nike ticks, because all the kids used to come in and say, "Can I have a Nike tick?" And I'd say, "Certainly." They get in the chair, and I could literally knock out a Nike tick in about 3 moves, and you know, and they used to love it. So they always used to come for a Nike tick. But the Reebok sign was another popular one. The Adidas one was boring.
Reeboks?
Yeah,
Reebok. A bit more complicated.
That's quite a difficult logo.
It is a bit. But after a bit, you sort of you get it off to pat, as they say.
That is amazing.
And I could just knock a Reebok sign into the back of your head, no problem. But the most boring one was the Adidas sign, because it's just 3 bars.
What is that now?
It's just three straight lines.
I can't picture that one.
Oh,
it's just three straight lines.
A long, a shorter one, and then a shorter one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 3 lines.
Could you do one later on my arm hair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Well,
I want one arm Nike, Adidas.
I had a
Why not have
customer-
Adidas on your ass?
Oh, Adidas.
Adidas ass.
I see what
I
you did
draw
there.
the line
idea.
at back crack and sack. Thank you very much. There was a lad used to come in and he used to bring a picture in with him every couple of weeks. He had jet black hair, thick jet black hair. It was great for working on because he used to have patterns. And he used to come in with a picture and every week he'd say, "Can you do me that?" And yeah, all right, what's that? Right, it's a Ferrari. You know the leaping horse off the Ferrari? He had that. He had the BMW sign on the side of his head.
What?
He had all
Why
sorts.
would you want that?
I don't
It's
understand.
just a
I
thing
don't
with him. He just
understand.
likes having these patterns. We're talking about 12, 15, maybe 20 years ago.
When it was the rage.
When it was a rage, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
now it's not that popular. But he once came in and he said, "Can you do that?" I said, "What the hell's that?"
Oh no.
He said, "It's checkmate." It was a chessboard with chess pieces on it.
Right.
With checkmate. So he said, "Can you do that?" I said, "Get in the chair." So I put a chessboard on his head.
No.
And put and it took me ages, but I put the chess pieces on the head the whole chess board was in the format of checkmate.
Oh
So,
my
that's what he wanted, checkmate.
Well, that is
I
incredible.
don't know whether he played chess, but he wanted the
I
chess.
think that what we do to Michael has already become very apparent. We need to do patterns in there, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, we can just
need
do
to
drafts
shave
if you
off
want.
that.
Instead of the chessboard, you just do drafts.
What we need to do is shave off that top bit and turn him into almost an antique monk.
No, let's do, all right, this is what I'm feeling. Let's do your normal number 1 on top, yeah? Just on the top. And then on the back, let's do a little fancy pattern like a wave or something, or like...
Or Facebook symbol.
Yes, the
Facebook, yeah.
logo.
Poke me. Oh, no, actually, that may
Is the
land him in
Facebook symbol
bother.
just an F?
Yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
It'd be a bit boring, an F.
But it's the
get
font
I
is
could do the
nice.
finger.
A Nike
Yeah,
right across the back of his
Could do
head.
the pointy
And
finger.
And I want on mine a logo on my arm.
How, like, what, so...
I'm becoming a
obviously,
tattooist.
Michael doesn't want to be walking around with a night tick on the back of your head, do you? So after
come
you've
on,
done...
of course you do.
Anything, really. As long
What,
as
so
it's
you
not
do want a
rude.
night tick on the
As
back?
long as it's not rude.
You do want a night tick on the back of your head?
You could
said
do
you-
the thumbs up. That was...
You
The
could just do a
Facebook
thumbs
Yeah,
up.
that's an idea.
Like me, and then there because
That's a good idea. And then have,
like me because not many do. On the other side,
I've
I'll
not
get my
noticed your
Sharpie
arms,
Or,
Gareth.
you
very
could just
hairy,
have...
aren't they?
Yeah,
I'm a man.
Your palms aren't hairy, are they?
Yeah. No.
Right.
Or you could just have Nobody Likes Me on the back of your head.
Right. So
That'd be good. That'd suit you.
one final thing. Michael's having a haircut. I'll be having a cutthroat shave. Now, I sort of wrecked this feature because I was growing it purposely for 2 weeks and I had a proper beard. Photographs available on Twitter and Facebook. And I remembered just as I'd got out of the shower last night and I'd shaved it off now, and there we go. And then I realised
Whoops.
that's why I was growing it. So I've not got much hair there, but you say that that's enough to have a reasonable shave with.
Yep. Yeah,
Really?
it's not what you take off, it's what you leave on. That's what counts.
Yeah.
And why is it now that shaving is all Gillette and it's all
Wet
safety
shaving. Wet shaving's come back into fashion. Well, the thing is, I always like to say that when it comes to shaving, a lot of people don't know how to shave. Not many people have had any instruction on how to shave. But if you think about the different methods of shaving, you've got wet shaving, you've got electric shaving, you've also got epilation. Now, epilation's...
That really hurts.
yeah.
rude.
Well, there's different forms of epilation, but I mean, getting away from the electrolysis and that kind of thing, you can actually put cream on, which burns the hair out of the follicle.
Oh my!
Now the thing
Lord
is,
above.
I mean, the girls do it with the legs, don't they? Some of the lads do it with the legs, but that's another story. And and the
Alex.
thing is, you've then got the electric razor. Now, the electric razor, the best way to describe that is not actually cutting the hair, but ripping it out. Because, you know, they only stay sharp for so long and then they start to snag the hair. I've never got on with it. But wet shaving has always been popular because you get a nice, clean shave. But the secret to a shave is not the blade. Everybody thinks it's a blade. Oh, you've got to have a sharp blade. You've obviously got to have a sharp blade that's going to cut the hair. If it's a blunt blade, then you'll feel it. It's an uncomfortable shave, and that's not what you want. The secret to a shave is the brush, the shaving brush. You don't have to have any fancy soap. All you need is any normal soap. But if you've got a good shaving brush, you whip the soap up into a lather, and then you circulate the lather onto the face and stimulate a very tiny muscle attached to the hair in the papilla, in the base of the follicle. And this muscle is called the erector pili muscle. That makes the hair stand on end just the same as static electricity does. When you rub a balloon on your head and it looks like Fraser's, it all stands on end. And then, because the hair is prone, the blade then will slice through the hair at right angles.
Right.
And that's the secret to a good shave, is the brush.
That is amazing.
It's the brush that does the work.
All I do is just, on my fingers, rub it in and that's it.
Well, you can still stimulate it, but if you've got a brush, I'll give you a brush in a bit to take home and use a brush, and you'll notice a difference, because, you know, you really do get a better shave with a brush.
So if I'm at home, like most men will probably be, and, you know, they just use a normal, like, Gillette, can you do the same thing? Just, you know?
Yeah,
you don't even need to go out and buy expensive shaving gel.
No.
You just use household soap.
I'll tell you the trouble with shaving gels, in my opinion, shaving gels usually work cold. They cool the face. Now, what you want to do, when I give you a shave, what I'll do is I'll prepare your face, right? Okay. So what I'll do...
You've got to prepare your face.
What I'll do is...
We all want to do that.
And smash you in the teeth.
Why are you punching me? I just want to shave.
I'm preparing.
What I'll do is I'll prepare your face for a shave. I'll oil your face first. I'll apply an oil, a secret oil. I can't tell you what it is.
Just
so don't
know, hang on, that sound you are hearing, it's not Gareth Ween in a cup.
It's me pouring some water.
It's Mr. G Ween in a cup.
It's very, very quiet, but it doesn't work. Anyway, where were we?
Mr. G's there stood up, Ween in a cup.
Whilst he's aiming at us and also talking
I haven't got the time to stop. I've got to keep going. Time's money.
Hang on, shake the drips off.
So, where were we? We were talking about
I'm not going to say
peeing in
oil.
a cup.
We're up to oil this time.
Right.
Oil.
Secret oil.
So, the secret oil. Don't ask me. No, don't ask me. Please,
secret.
don't ask me. It's a secret. Right. So, first of all, I'll apply the secret oil to your face. I'll then work a lather up in the shaving brush.
Right.
And then I'll apply that lather to your face. Once I've applied the lather to your face, I will then produce a hot towel from my hot towel machine. I will then place the hot towel on your face and leave it there for a few minutes.
And then go home. Leave it there and leave you there, and I'm off to bed.
As long as it's not a wet towel, you'll drown.
You put a towel on me and bug it off.
You're going to waterboard me.
You will answer my question. And so once I put the hot towel on you, that will then open up the pores and soften the beard and prepare the face for shaving. I'll then take the towel away, re-lather the face, and then take the cutthroat razor to your skin and remove the beard, leaving the skin as smooth as a baby's bottom.
Why do we get ingrowing hairs?
Right.
Is it just normal, or is it the way I'm shaving?
It's the way you're shaving. It's called folliculitis, and what it means, a lot of gents, what they do, they always shave with the grain, and then they go against it, and that's not the thing to do, because the thing is, if you can imagine the hair in the follicle may not be at right angles coming out of the skin, out of the epidermis. Okay. So what it'll do is, it may be at 45 degrees.
Right.
Now, what happens in certain circumstances, especially under the chin, where the flow or the follicle pattern changes and swirls, you can get very acute angles of the hair. So what happens is this: you shave against the skin, against the grain, sorry, and what it does, the blade catches the hair and it slices it at a very acute angle, giving a sharp edge to the hair.
Okay.
The hair can then as it grows, force in under the skin, causing a pustule. That is a follicle, is called folliculitis, where the hair is growing back into the follicle, or an ingrowing hair. It can be very, very painful. If you've got coarse or tight curly hair, for example, a lot of Afro-Caribbean gents, they suffer with it. They call it the bumps, and they get some real. I've seen some really bad conditions. That's why a lot of Afro-Caribbean lads, what they do is they epilate with cream, because that way it actually burns the hair out, and they don't suffer with razor burn or with folliculitis. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the direction. You only go with the flow.
I honestly never thought that there was all this science behind it. I thought it was just learn to cut hair and that's that. But there is science about how to cut it and the directions and all sorts.
Yeah, and people watching the pictures or looking at the pictures saying, Mr. G has got a beard, why doesn't he shave?
Yeah, why don't you shave? Why have you got a beard? Is it just preference?
I think we know why. I think we know why, because it's to do with the band.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that why you've got a beard?
Yeah, I just like beards.
Yeah. Does it not really...
I'm removing them.
He's gone past the itching stage now.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting to get small animals living in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Feasting on the food you've dropped in it.
I'm seeing how far I can get it before I get arrested for being a vagrant.
I left mine for about 2 weeks, and I got so fed up of it itching.
I can't stand
it was just constantly itching.
Yeah, it does, but what you find is after a certain length, it just stops itching. You know, I think it's about an inch or so. If you get beyond an inch, by that time, I think to be honest with you, I think it's just your skin and the hair. Because if you run your fingers through your hair, you can feel that.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody did that to you once, you'd, but if you did it 3 times,
4 times, press charges.
Imagine it's caught in your collar, you're scratching, you're touching. And the thing is, every time you move your face and all the muscles in your face, your beard's constantly moving. And I think that's what gives you the itches. Because a lot of people say, I tried growing a beard, but the itching drove me mad. And I think that's what it is, because once it gets long enough, that there's actually a little bit of weight on the beard. It's actually starting to pull down. I'm going to get a ZZ Top, mate. I'm going to get right down there.
That is, though, a proper beard, isn't it? See,
it's getting there.
Mine is patchy. Mine is like roadkill.
Yeah.
I'd say. It just doesn't quite work.
I still can't grow a beard. Mine's just patchy all over. It's a state. I hate it.
Is it true as well? I read that by 2018 they will have a cure for ginger hair. Is that right? Because Fraser is living in hope here.
Yeah.
Well, I won't need it, because if you look at my beard, it's only ginger on the sides now. It's white in the middle.
Yeah, I like that, though.
You like that?
Yeah, it looks like you've done it purposely. I don't know why you would, because it's ginger. I mean, dye it more
I was tempted
colour,
to dye
you know
it.
what I mean?
But
dye it black.
Like purple.
That'd be amazing.
Purple or green or
black
something.
beard. That would be amazing.
I'd look very, very scary.
Yeah, that would look great. Can I cut your hair?
More chat later, but I think what we need to do now is to get cracking, actually.
Yeah.
So, should we do Michael first or me?
Let's do Michael. Michael's more fun.
Michael first.
Yeah.
So, do we just come over there and go wild?
Yeah, let's get the clip. Let's have some fun.
Right. Well, here we go then. So,
hang on, is Alex having a go as well?
Alex,
he's been a bit quiet.
Alex having a go at what?
I hope he's all right over there.
The microphone's a tiny bit dodgy because of the channel, so I've just shut up.
Oh, okay, good. Well, good idea. I'd prefer you like that. So
now, will you one of you be able to hold the microphone for me?
I'll commentate. Yeah. Do you want me to commentate?
Right.
All right.
So what I'm going to do? Yeah. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to gown Michael up.
You look real good already, Michael.
To protect his clothing.
There we go. Tell you what, we are going to go mental on your head.
What do you want, Michael?
Alex is trying to get your attention.
This is all very
secretive, isn't
unorganised. Well, go on, Gareth.
It's not unorganised.
What's going on?
So, at the minute, Mr. G is gowning up Michael, and he's put kitchen roll behind his head. He's now using clips to hold on the gown. He's rubbing his hands almost with glee. As though he's thinking, he isn't paying, so I can do what the heck I like with him. And I have done this previously on myself, where I think I've done a number 4 all over many years ago, and it was always uneven. It was always a bit dodgy.
Well, not wanting to give away the trade secrets, but it's all about the direction in which you work with a pair of clippers, because what you have to do is you have to work against the grain. So what we're going to do is number 1, yeah? So we're going to start at the bottom and work his way up.
Can we do patterns on it?
Yeah, we can do patterns in a minute.
Do you know when you do the pattern?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, with like that chessboard one you were talking about,
yeah.
Surely you have to have like an incredibly small razor to do that. Do you just do that with the one you've got now, or
no,
do you
no,
use
no,
like a...
No, I've got a couple of different size razors, but this one is just a standard clipper razor. Or you call it a razor, it's a set of clippers, really. But I've got a small set of trimmers, and they're more suitable to putting patterns in. I mean, there's an awful lot of products on the market for using, for putting patterns in. But to be honest with you, once you get used to using one size of trimmer, you can usually do just about anything with
I've seen one of these like trimmer things for people who just want to do their hair at home, just have like one constant length all over, and it's like a little circle thing. You just rub it over your head. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's a Babyless one, that, isn't it?
Is it any good? Have you had a go?
Well, let me just say this.
Come to Mr. G's barbershop.
In Mr. G's barbershop, we do an awful lot of repair work. At no extra cost.
Honestly, really. So people come in because they've literally just like messed it up.
We do get an awful lot of people. I mean, sometimes, you do get the odd person's... what it is, my brother had a go, and he bought these clippers off the market for £5. And he had a go, and you see that hole in my hair? Can you take it out? And so... what you do then is you just do a repair job. But sometimes people will come in. I actually had one like come in, he says... he says, I got these for Christmas. He said, this round thing. He says, just tore me hair out. He
said,
my
gosh.
And so the thing is, it's like anything else, there's no shortcut round it. I mean, there was a product that came out many years ago, and some of the older listeners will probably remember it. It was a contraption that looked like a comb with a razor in it, with a razor blade. You put a razor blade in it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it was Cottrell or something like.
Something like that.
Cottrell's hair razor. You can save a fortune.
I've always said with like haircuts and stuff, I'd much rather pay for someone to do it properly than try, get someone to do it at home for me and just make a mess of it.
Well,
I just don't see. My mum has always said, I'll do it for you. No, you don't. You're not touching my hair. Don't touch my hair, please.
Mum, all my life, has attempted to cut my hair.
I've never let her touch mine, ever.
I had to allow it. And we've got some photographs which are hilarious. There's one, and I look like Red Dwarf Dwayne Dibley, where it's just all over the show.
Did your teeth as well?
It was like a basin cut, which was, well, a bent basin.
Yeah, but at one time that was actually fashionable. There was about 10, 15 years ago, there was a style they called it the wedge. Well, basically what you did, you shaved right the way up to there in a straight line all the way round.
I've
just
seen
like
that
a bowl
before.
on top of the head.
I've seen that before.
And when you think about it now, I mean, anybody walking around in today's fashion, if you like, in today's style, would probably look at that hairstyle and think, oh, I'm not wearing that, it looks like an Herbert. But at the time, everybody wanted to look like an Herbert, so it just goes to show that what goes around comes around.
I saw actually the other day, I was in a Top Man, obviously the height of fashion in there, and there was a model, on one of the photos that had, the bowl cut, you got really long hair, your mum cuts around a bowl. Yeah. He had that. He looked like an absolute turnip, completely, absolute fool. But I mean, why? I don't know why anyone would get that haircut. I mean, I'd be embarrassed going to the hairdressers asking for that.
It's all the rage.
It's odd, isn't it, though, how often things which are really, really uncool are so uncool that they become actually acceptable and quite stylish.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's amazing because a few years ago now, I mean, obviously, I've got a shaved head, but the reason I've got a shaved head is not because of fashion. It's because of necessity, because it's still growing, but just on the sides, not on the top. So I shaved my head. But a few years ago, everybody started shaving their heads. Now, first of all, you've seen a couple of models with a shaved head, and all of a sudden people say, "Oh, that looks cool. Yeah. I think I'll have my head shaved." So one person, then another, and before long, every man and his dog had a shaved head, and it wasn't fashionable anymore because it was normal. So what you find is, once everybody's got a particular style, once everybody's wearing the baggy MC Hammer pants, no one wants to wear them anymore, and it's the same with hairstyles.
Can you predict like the next wave of styles? You know, what's going to be in style, kind of like next?
Definitely. The next big thing: shaved heads and big beards.
Yeah. No, honestly, no. But saying that, I've seen loads of people with shaved heads and beards recently.
And big beards, yeah.
So no, but what do you think? Can you tell by people coming in?
I'll tell you now, because I have this uncanny knack of picking up what's going to be the next big thing. But I'm usually about 2 years out, and by the time I've stopped wearing it, it becomes fashionable. But at the time that I do wear it, I look like a weirdo. But check shirts and the lumberjack look and the sort of Midwestern sort of hillbilly sort of look is now coming in. And this is something a few years ago I thought, do you know, check shirts and that kind of thing, and beards and you know, just the Midwestern sort of almost hobo look is now, that's now the fashion, that's now the look. And if you go to you know, some of the fashionable places in town and that kind of thing, all the young kids, that's what they're doing. They're all wearing that. But the thing is, if you go back in time and look at styles, and now it evolves from one style to another, you went from the sharp sort of Edwardian look, very, very smart, very, very defined, very, very intent. And then you went through to the sort of gentleman look of the 1940s and 50s, and then you had the teddy boy look, which got into the 60s. Now, if you look at and relate the styles of today to back then, it went from the teddy boy look, from the outrageous sort of quiffed up type of look, to the hippie look. So maybe the long hair's going to come back, which isn't going to be good for me.
I think, actually, I've seen a few people with long hair, but just like leaving it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember long hair, like Alex's used to be the style ages ago. Swift hair to the side. But I'm feeling the next stage will be just long hair. Just not doing anything with it, just long hair.
If we ever hit a point when homeless people are the height of fashion, what would happen then? Because it's almost weird. It's like, oh, look, he's homeless. Whoa, he looks good. I need a dog and a collecting cup.
And a flute.
A flute.
We're always playing the flute in town.
No, it isn't flute. Normally it's a more easy instrument, such as a guitar.
Yeah, so I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, yeah, the best hair products for men. What do you think? Because I use a lot of ridiculous products which are really expensive, and, you know, they just make your hair feel a little bit rubbish. What's the best, in your recommendation, best hair products for males?
Well, the thing is, anybody that knows me knows that I don't really have much truck with going down the expensive route. A lot of people do say that they've never actually seen me breathe out, but I'm not saying I'm tight. But if I was to buy hair products, which I don't need,
why?
But if I was going to buy some gel, I'd go down a pound shop.
Really?
Because think of it like this. I mean, this is not really the kind of thing that a hairstylist, as myself, should be sort of putting forward. But basically, it's all chemicals made by companies in big factories. It's not some special laboratory, you know. It's a factory, and they churn it out, and they say, what label do you want on the front? Oh, we'll call it Smith's Gel. Smith's Gel, there you go. What about Jones Gel? Yeah, well, Jones Gel. Doesn't matter, it's gel. It's a pound in a pound shop. And at the end of the day, the product you put in doesn't matter as long as you wash it out. Wash it out. Don't leave it in a long time, because then it can damage. It can block up the sebaceous glands on your scalp. And then you can have problems with your scalp. You can have irritation. You can have pustules and that kind of thing. So whatever you put in, whether you get it from the pound shop or you buy it from the top stores and you pay £500 for a 2-ounce tub, doesn't matter. As long as you remember to wash it out, don't ever leave any products in your hair. for longer than 24 hours to 48 hours, I would say maximum. Because the thing is, as you start to sweat and, you know, it dries and flakes and drops onto your scalp, it can block the sebaceous glands, because your head is full of sebaceous glands. And what seborrhea is the natural grease or oil. When people say, oh, he's got greasy hair, that's seborrhea. That's the sebaceous glands putting out an oil onto your hair to keep it supple. Because if the hair's supple, well, then it doesn't dry and it doesn't crack and it doesn't break. That's why we have greasy hair. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for everything. But the only thing I can't work out is why we go bald on top. Do you know that?
I was just about to ask that, because I am at the very early stages, I'm sure you'll agree, of a receding hairline. And this is something which, at the age of 21, is bothering me. Because, I mean, I like having hair. Because, well, I like having hair. Keeps my head warm. Why is it that some people go bald, some people don't? And do any of these products on the market actually work?
We like to call it a mobile parting, sir. Well, the thing is, at some stage, there will be a cure for baldness. At some stage. But I don't know how far it is before they'll actually come out with something. And if they did come out with a cure, it would be something that would change the hormones which trigger off the follicle to actually shut down. Because in actual fact, there's 3 stages of the follicle, the life cycle of a follicle: catagen, anagen, and tanagen stage of life. Now, the thing is, basically what happens is a follicle will start to grow. It'll grow for a certain amount of time, and then it'll stop growing and rest, and then it'll start up again. But the thing is there's a hormone in your body, testosterone, and this at some point, and I believe it's the 8th gene in the gene pool, that triggers off the hair to stop growing on the top of your head. Now, why do we have hair in the first place? Back in the day, when man was, you know, just crawling around in the dirt and what have you, Neanderthal man and that kind of thing, the hair was probably to keep the brain warm and keep it protected like a soft crash helmet. But the thing is, now we don't live in the same way as we did then. But why does your hair fall out on the top of your head? Answers on a postcard.
That's an interesting thought, isn't it? Why does it go there?
I've had an idea, Gareth. Hold on. We are approaching the end of the episode already. So what I'm thinking is we'll release an extra version, not a second episode, but just a little extra version of Gareth having his cutthroat shave and more of you, Mr. G, because we are running out of time. But let's get this night tick
done
on Michael's head, I
we?
think.
Here we go.
Michael,
so,
are you all right with this?
Yeah.
You're right with
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's going to be the height of fashion.
Oh, my.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. I've not done one of these for quite a few years.
That's me, trendy.
That's it.
oh my goodness, look at this.
Michael, you do look a bit scary looking down that camera straight at
Nike
me.
Air Max.
Oh, my.
On the back of it, just put, just do me.
What?
Please.
Michael's got a night tick on the back of his head.
So,
This is unreal.
how do you feel about this?
I'll let you know when I see it.
Oh, no. Michael, but what if you don't like it?
It'll grow out.
2 days.
Yeah.
Is it 2 days? Is that how long it
It'll be
takes?
2 days, will it?
Oh.
Does it look good?
Well, I mean, it depends, really.
Does it tick all the boxes?
Oh, my.
Now, here we go with the cutthroat razor. Now, daft question, but I imagine these are very, very sharp, aren't they?
Well, it's a brand new razor. We put a new razor blade in for every client. You don't use the same razor. It's a disposable blade.
And is that for, obviously, hygiene purposes, isn't it?
It's to stop the cross-infection from one customer to another. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this... Don't ask me what it is. It's a secret oil.
Okay.
Please don't ask me.
It's just like olive oil.
I can't tell you.
Clover.
Olive oil, please don't.
No, it's baby oil.
Is this?
Is it really?
Is this for the Just Do Me?
Yeah, no. I don't know whether we should do that, Alex.
Razor the pattern in.
Why is he bleeding?
Don't make me laugh.
Me? Make you laugh? That'll be a first. Wow, that's incredible. A Nike tick. Just do me. Please put that in. It's all gone very, very quiet here, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Good presenting.
Yeah, well,
It's pretty incredible, actually, how neat it is. I mean, it's in hair. I think it's crazy. That's amazing.
I certainly need some photographs of this because this is amazing.
So there we go, everyone. There is next season's style. The Nike tick is coming back.
With the phrase, just do me. Can you imagine now if this catches on? People hear this and people all around Tameside going, can I have that just do me?
That's it. Just jump out the way there and what I'll do now.
Incredible.
I'll show him now. You can see the Nike tick in the back of the head.
It goes. Wow.
Right.
Amazing. Do you like that, Michael?
I didn't think it'd be that big, but yeah.
Brilliant. Let's go. Stay there, Michael. Stay there.
Did it go like the Nike whoosh?
I don't know. It's a swoosh. It's a swoosh, I think. Yeah. Well, Michael, there you
Swooshing.
go. You've got a Nike tick on the back of your head.
That first time ever as well.
Yeah. Well, probably the last time, maybe. Or is this going to be a repeat? Who knows?
I think this could be a thing for Michael now.
There you go, sir. One haircut, one swoosh.
How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, thank you very much to Mr. G, and what a great job.
So, Michael, you're back after your Nike tick. What are your opinions, really? I mean, there isn't many more questions.
Well, it was brilliant. I mean,
did you like that?
obviously, I didn't feel a thing. Very smooth, well done. What more can I say?
If you touch it to the back, has it got a dip?
It's
Have a feel.
It's very hard to actually determine where it is. You know, you can feel a slight bald patch, but and I'm not used to reading Braille, so
Hang on.
I'd never know what shape it was just by touching it.
I think we forget Michael is quite old. Maybe that will never grow back.
Can you imagine?
Can that happen?
No.
No. Okay. All right, that's fine then. You'll be fine, Michael.
I am always paranoid. If I had my hair shaved off, it wouldn't grow back. Is that the case? Can that happen?
There are extreme circumstances where people have had what you call alopecia. That's where it's hair loss.
Right.
But that's usually the doctors can't actually determine why people have sporadic hair loss, alopecia areata, that kind of thing, where you lose parts or even all of your hair. There's been quite a few famous cases, aren't there? What was the girl called?
Gail Porter.
Gail Porter, yeah.
Had her on the show, didn't we,
Yeah.
once?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was quite a while ago. That one.
Lovely girl.
Yeah.
Lovely girl. No hair, but lovely girl. And so they can't. They put that down to stress and that kind of thing. So yeah, I suppose really some people may do it, but in general, if you shave the hair off, it will grow back. And there's a couple of misnomers. People say, if I shave my head, will it grow back thicker? No, it'll just grow back. If I wear a cap, will I go bald? No, it's an old wives' tale. It doesn't exist. I've been in the army for years wearing a cap, and that's why I've got bald. No, it's not. You've gone bald because of your genealogical makeup. The 8th gene in the gene pool, because that's the 8th gene is a gene that determines whether or not you're going to lose your hair within the gene pool.
Well, never.
And in women, the 9th gene is a shopping gene. Makes them shop and spend your money.
Oh, if only we could destroy that.
Oh,
Well,
there must be an operation out there somewhere. Shopping, love. No, thanks. I just watched TV today.
Perfect.
It worked.
fancy a game of darts? Yeah, okay.
What we're doing now, because we've had such a laugh, we will close the official podcast and leave it at that. But we're going to do a Cottrell Cast Extra. So if you look around on the YouTube channel or on iTunes, you'll be able to find that. And that will contain me having a proper wet shave, which I'm quite looking forward to.
Yeah. So if you are already subscribed to us on iTunes, then don't worry. The extra will just download straight to your device as always. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, again, it'll just come up on your computer as always. But for the 15th episode of the Cottrell Cast, that's it. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed that.
Thank you, obviously, to Mr. G for having us down here and his shop. In fact, over to you. Where are you based? What do you offer? Putting him there on the spot a little bit.
Haircut. Right, we're at 65 Hyde Road, Denton, M34 7RX for the sat-navs. We're in Denton on the main road, opposite the Broomhouse Steakhouse and Smith's Carpets, if anybody's local will know that's where it is. And we do haircuts, cutthroat shave, we shave the head, we do clipper cuts, we do rockabilly style, Elvis style,
right.
We do flat tops, we do razor patterns.
Implants? Hair
no, we don't do the implants.
No, not yet.
Breast?
No, we can staple them in. We'll staple but,
ouch.
But anything that can be done with a pair of scissors and a pair of clippers, we can do. And at a very fine price indeed. We're doing a special offer at the moment, which is a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, or a number 4 all over for just £5.
There we have it. Well, Mr. G, thank you very, very much. Find him on Facebook, Twitter, usual stuff. And that's it from us here. But remember to download the Cottrell Cast Extra. I'm off to have my wet cutthroat shave done now. But until next week, thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.